Should you finance your first supercar? Well, that is a question I get asked all the time, and today we're going to talk about it. Hey everyone, it's Duran here. Today I want to tackle a question I get asked a lot. Should you finance your first supercar? But stick with me because it's not really a yes or no question. We're going deeper into the mindset growth and your journey that comes alongside with it. Because buying your first supercar is actually a very important moment in your life as an enthusiast, as an entrepreneur. So it's not just a simple yes or no answer. First off, it depends on where you're coming from. If you've grown up wealthy, it's a different game. But if you're like me, coming from middle class or even a struggling background, financing a supercar can be a strategic move, not just for the car itself, but for the rooms it can get you into. Maybe you can relate, right? But when I was younger and I had no money, absolutely nothing, it was a little bit uncomfortable to go to places that I knew weren't for me, like a very nice restaurant when I had cheap clothes, or a store that one item costs everything my mom made in a single month, or just being around people that clearly were on a different level than I was. It's a little bit uncomfortable. So access to new circles is a big factor in getting your first supercar. Here's what I mean. If you got one supercar, you suddenly share a common interest with people who've got 10, 20, 30, 2, 3, 4, and trust me, some of these folks are operating at a level that will blow your mind. But now you're in the same room chatting about cars, but not just cars, also about ideas, about investments, opportunities, and it's a bridge between where you are and where you want to be. If you've ever been in the position where you want to hang out with people who want to be where you want to be or are where you want to be, but you're stuck with your friend group that all they care about is girls, drinking liquor, and wasting their life away, and it's hard to step away from that because you have no common interest with somebody. We all know how difficult it is to go somewhere and say, hey, can you please help me get rich? Never really works that well, does it? So when you get a supercar, it kind of allows you an easy way in. It's a shared interest, right? Somebody may have 10, 3, 4, 5, 20 Lamborghinis and you have one, but it doesn't matter at that point. What color is yours? What color is mine? What spec did you get? And then they'll also relate to your story and reminisce on when they got their first one, because we've all been there. It's a very fun moment to reminisce on. And now that turns into, and how did you get your first one? Well, I was doing this business and I did this, and then I tried this out, and after that, I went and did this, and I was able to buy 3 more. So once you start with that common interest, you're able to develop more friendships that are where you want to be. Some of them may have 10, 20, like I said before. Some of them haven't paid off, but they don't care about that. They're just interested in the fact that you have something that they also like and enjoy doing, and they'll relate to the fact that they probably once were in your position. Think about it. It's tough to connect with people who are playing the game at a higher level if you have absolutely nothing in common. You don't want to stay in circles where people aren't growing, but having a supercar, suddenly you share a passion with someone who's financially way ahead. They've got 10, you got 1, but that 1 is your ticket to a conversation, a relationship, and eventually growth. It is your responsibility to find a way to make every single one of those connections benefit you. And I'm not saying use them or take advantage. I'm simply saying learn as much as you can from somebody who is where you want to be and who is a lot further in life than you are, because like I said, some of us didn't have that opportunity. My mom couldn't teach me how to make money. My dad, my cousin, my uncle, my grandparents, they don't know how it's like to make $1 million. And going to college is definitely not going to teach me how to make $1 million when the guy teaching me makes $50,000 a year. If he could make $1 million, he would teach me. So coming across somebody who's making millions and millions of dollars when you come from absolutely nothing and don't have anybody around, it's not an easy task. And then having that person be willing to teach you and show you the way is also a little bit harder. But when you have that car, you have that shared interest. It's no longer helping somebody out. Now it's just talking to a friend that I like cars about, and now I'm telling him what I'm doing for business, what's working for me, what's not working for me, what did work for me, what didn't work for me, because now it's a friend that I have things in mutual with. We're both in business. We're both have supercars, which is a Lamborghini, right? Doesn't matter if I'm doing more or less than you. We are alike. Now, that supercar will also raise your standards. But here's the thing. When you raise your standard of living, your work ethic follows. Suddenly, you got this supercar in your life, and now you need to maintain that lifestyle. That pushes you to think sharper, work harder, and get creative in how you earn. It's not about the car. It's about the mindset it triggers. For me, financing my first supercar worked out for many reasons. But one of the main things that it did was it raised my level of living. And now, anything below wasn't acceptable anymore. I didn't have a choice to make less than my lifestyle before the car plus its current payment. So it demanded more of me than the previous version of me demanded. This is a hard advice that you can't really tell everyone because not everybody is like you or can take that risk. But if you relate to me in a lot of ways and you know you're somebody that once you're in, you're all in, putting your back against the wall might be the best decision ever because it was for me, but it might not be for everybody. Hear me out. I've always outperformed every single thing that put my back against the wall. I became, not by luck, but by consistency and repetition, a person that I can trust. Trusting yourself is such a key thing in business because no matter what happens, no matter what goes my way, no matter what lawsuit comes my way, what problem, what business failure comes, I know I'm gonna figure it out because I've done it before. I figured it out multiple times before at multiple levels, at 10K a month, at 50K a month, at 100K a month, at $1 million a month, and at over 8 figures a year. I figure out all kinds of problems that have been thrown my way. So I know I can count on myself to continue to do that. And that is built by repetition, like a muscle, not by luck. Now, I'm sure you understand why it's so hard to tell some people this advice. There's certain people I would love to just say, hey, look, get the car, take that risk. But then if it doesn't work out, then they're like, oh, well, Ethan's to blame for it. It didn't work out for me and now I have this loan, right? So it's kind of hard to pick who to tell it to and who not to. So most people in my position just choose to not say it at all. If you relate to me, right, and I hold my arms up and you think you're the same person that I am and that you will figure it out no matter what, getting into that position might just really give you the push you need, or it may not. Which actually brings me into the next factor, the responsibility factor. Now, I'm not saying everyone should rush out and finance one. You need to be strategic. If you're ready to step into new circles and ready to work hard to match your new standard, it can be a tool for growth. But if you're not ready for that responsibility, it's just simply not worth it. Ask yourself this, am I in a position that if I finance this car today, I have everything it takes to build new friendships, get into new rooms, get into new circles, and take advantage and capitalize out of every opportunity that you get from that? I don't mean take advantage of them or anything like that, but I mean take everything you can by learning from people who have more than you, have been through more than you, and are exactly where you want to be in life or are on the way to where you want to be in life. And if the answer is yes, then it might make sense. So that leaves us with the question, should you finance your first supercar? Realistically, it depends on your goals. If it's just a flashy toy, no. But if it's a stepping stone to elevate your network, mindset, and hustle, then maybe it's your next move. For me, it made a lot of sense because getting that car made me a lot more money. I found a business that allowed me to have the car and profit from it. That's my supercar into business. If you've been following for a while, then you know I own one of those. If not, go ahead and check out my other videos. You can learn a little bit more about it. But that made sense for me in that aspect. It made sense for me in the aspect that I was able to grow my network. I was able to become more responsible and I was able to grow as a human because of this next move. And every single time, that's what I did. I'm gonna share something personal with you guys for making it to the end, and it's my recent $5 million Bugatti Chiron Super Sport purchase. This car cost me $5 million and I put 20% down. It's a lot of money, right? I financed it. Why did I finance that car? Number one, because I knew I could make money from the newfound attention that car would get me, in which I did. I knew it would get me into new rooms that I was not in before, which it did. And I knew it would get me a newfound authority in certain groups and certain places that would allow me to close even more. Now, the second reason is because somebody said I wasn't going to do it. I wasn't going to take that risk, so I had to prove them wrong. So it was a personal reason and mainly a business reason. But now I'm at a point where if I'm buying a car for personal use for absolutely no gain other than enjoying it for myself, then I'm going to buy it in cash. It makes more sense. Yes, you can say, hey, you're losing an opportunity cost on using that money for something else. But once you get to my level in life, then it really isn't that big of a deal. If you look at how much you pay in interest, it just makes sense to buy it in cash. However, if it's for business, if I'm going to grow from it, if it's going to push me to be better, then I don't mind financing the car. It really depends on what I'm getting out of the car. Again, if it's for enjoyment only, then I may just want to buy it in cash. But if it's going to make me better and grow, I'll go ahead and finance the car. Thanks for watching. Stay driven, and I'll see you next time.